Hello everybody, hope you're doing really well. We're just about to make our way to Mott's Mill, which is apparently 3/4 of a mile that way, and I've parked in Groombridge, which is 1.5 miles away. And then we need to go right through Mott's Mill, the forest and everything else. Hopefully we're going to find some incredible sandstone, and I think it's going to be a bit of an adventure today. I'm feeling motivated, I'm feeling like I can conquer the world, but I may not feel that at the end. So let's go to Mott's Mill and let's see what hidden sandstone treasures await us. Come on. Hello, you find me having my hand slowly nibbled by a horse. Beyond us is Harrison's Rocks, and we're just about to go for this beautiful walk to find some amazing sandstone. Isn't that right? You can't nibble me. Look, I'm not edible. It tickles. It tickles. Right, okay, I better go. Look, look at this. Look, I'm getting chewed. Right, I better go. Yeah, let's get on with it. Come on. Right, so we found it. We found one of the outcrops that is beyond Harrison's, and is really a very secretive one actually, primarily because most of it is on private land, and it gives it away because there's a few cottages etc named after the rocks. I'm getting blown about today. The woodland has a strange creepy eerie feeling which I'm totally embracing. But here we are. Look at this. Wow. To think that this one has never been filmed before, from what I know. In fact, I'm very certain of it, let alone documented. And you can see the typical ridge lines that are in here, and it's just this perfect outcrop that we're looking at. Oh wow, there's a ridge line there. I've left my bag precariously just down the hill, so I'm hoping it'll still be there by the time I get back. But look at this. So from what I could fathom, is there is zero documentation on this. It's just labelled on the OS maps. Not even that. You have to look really detailed into the ridge lines. But oh, this is quite special, this. And again, with the beauty of the sandstone is that every little part of it is totally different. Oh, it smells. Look at this. Wow, truly wow. I'm so glad I've got to come here and film this. Look at that, I mean that's a perfect shelter. That is the definition of a perfect rock shelter. And what's really interesting about that is, if you can see, it's in between two rocks, so the ground level would be untouched, technically. That is incredible. That's a perfect rock shelter. I'm very surprised that I haven't seen any information on any flints or anything that have been found. Forgive me, I'm looking down at my bag. I know nobody's around here, but you never know. But this one, look at that. I mean, we talk about Toad Rock and we give all these certain rock formations names, but wow. I'm very tempted to give this one a name. I feel like I feel like I've been on a journey of discovery to try and find this. But like I said, I'm pretty sure people have been to these, but whether they've actually documented them, I mean, I can't find anything. I can't even find anything in the records. Just the names of the cottages. They're associated. Look at that weathering and that colour. It doesn't get any better. Sorry, it's in the shade. Look at that. That green. That beautiful green colour. Oh, Wells. There you go. There's me. There's our first bit of graffiti. Wells. How amazing. Brilliant. Natural rock shelter. Right, okay, so we're walking around and the sound that you can hear almost sounds like a jumbo jet. It may come out. It's the wind blowing through these trees. Oh, it's an amazing day today. We're now on the corner of this extremely big rock shelter. It's natural erosion. And this is really like, again, one of these sort of, you know when they're good because you sort of, my test, you're going to laugh at this, my tester is, would it belong in a Lord of the Rings film? Would you see this outcrop in a Lord of the Rings film? If the answer is yes, then you know it's a good formation. There you go. Look at this, we're just surrounded. This is only the first bit. Oh, this is beautiful. Wow. Oh my God. This formation just keeps on giving. Look at this. Oh wow. How can anybody say they don't like this? Nature did this. Oh, I say it in every video, don't I, with Sandstone? Look at this. For a minor outcrop, which is really what it is, the amount of beautiful angles and dimensions is truly breathtaking. And to see it with this perfect transition of greens. I mean, there's every other colour of green here. And it blends so well into the trees. The trees are practically the same colour, which makes sense. But wow. Look at that, the sun is coming through. Look at that. Wow. What really makes me quite happy is I've only seen one bit of graffiti so far, which has got the name Wells on it. Apart from that, there's nothing else. I've not seen anything. It's all natural erosion. And even then, this has got to be, I'm going to say it, some of the cleanest erosion that I've seen. And what I mean by that is, it's virtually untouched. I mean, it's smooth. It's what you'd expect in this time of year. That wet, greasy sort of feel to it. And the perfect lines of erosion, and it carries on. We're still going. Let's keep going. I'm so amazed. Is it I might have got this wrong, but I think it's pareidolia, isn't it? The idea that you can see shapes within shapes, or see things within shapes. Pareidolia? Could be wrong on that one. If not, I'm a genius. But wow. Like I said, really not the biggest outcrop you're ever going to see, but it all links up. Links straight up to Harrison's. Oh, brilliant. I'm so impressed by this. I'm impressed because of how clean it is. Just solid blocks of sandstone stacked on top of each other like Lego bricks, or Duplo bricks because they're that big. Oh wow, look at that, it's a natural little passageway out there. Should we have a look up there? What's great is I've seen a rock shelter already, so as far as I'm concerned, a potential one anyway. As far as I'm concerned, that's it. Job done for today. Everything else is a bonus. Because I was really curious that when I visited, if there would be rock shelters. Again, no images online of this place, or this set of rock outcrops. So I'm now situated on top, and it's nice actually when you go on top, because you can sometimes just get to see the natural course of where the water sort of slowly eroded the rocks away, or the sandstone, and you can also get a perspective of how high you are up. You know, I've got to be very careful because it is very slippery, as you can imagine, because that's just what sandstone is. But this natural gully here, hold on, wow, look at that. There's a natural gully which would assume that as the rocks have probably split, the water's eroded it away, so you get this sort of passageway. It's quite nice because I'm seeing it just as much as you're seeing it for the first time. Some of your reactions are quite interesting, and I sort of feel like I should be really back on the floor, so we'll try and make our way down so we can see up, because at the moment we are up on top and you won't believe that, but we'll have to find a way down so we can see it from the ground up. But this rock outcrop keeps on going. I didn't think it was as big as this on the map, but pleasantly surprised. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, sorry, I'm saying it and you're not seeing it. As we walk down, look at this side. Oh my word. Oh my word. So already, this mini outcrop isn't so mini. Oh, look at this. Yeah, not a small outcrop anymore, everybody. I think we've established that even the map does not do this place justice. Oh, how incredible. Look at the transition. Oh, look at it. You wouldn't believe that up on the ground level it's blowing wind. And yet, the moment we're down here, these rocks provide the perfect shelter, which really proves my argument about Neolithic early civilization man using these even more so as rock shelters, because they just provide so much from the weather, the elements. I see some over there. Huh. And then our classic tree, our classic tree bedding within the shelter. Sorry, the rock rock outcrop. I've got excited about shelters. Bedding its way in, the power of nature. It's amazing how the root system is just so strong. You can see how it's just completely cut that sandstone. And even though we know sandstone is relatively soft, especially this part is soft sandstone, still nature has cut that out from the tree roots. All of this green. So I'm not meaning to back on myself, but I sort of am really. I'm sort of coming back across this ridge because I've sort of looked over there and the ridge seems to sort of disappear. So I think this is actually the major part. Although we're going to keep looking afterwards. But I will say it till I'm blue in the face. And whether I sound like a broken record or not, to see nature like this, as dramatic as this, to know that it's in Kent / Sussex, we're in Sussex now, you know, we have it here. It's here for us to explore. And it's just breathtaking. You know, these huge sandstone outcrops that we know, like I said, dating evidence. I sound like a broken record. They had been used. Found flints, early evidence of man hunting around these areas, using them potentially. You know, I mean, I theorise this a lot of times. Sandstone is such a unique thing of how it stands out in the landscape that these could be way markers. You know, I spoke to a couple of people about that and they sort of feel like it's actually a sort of decent, intelligent sort of formula, really. The fact of, it's like, it would be like the equivalent of me saying, I'll meet you at the pub. And this would be like, well, I'll meet you at this outcrop. Does that make sense? We'll meet you at this waypoint, this point here, this marker. And who's to say that these outcrops, certain individual ones, even back then probably would have had names. You know, the Running Man or something similar like that, you know, saying if they can conjure up images, or like the Toad, you know, but even way before. Right, so I had to stop recording for a minute because I just wanted to sort of get my bearings on where the footpath was, because obviously I've strayed off of that because you can actually see it from the footpath. But again, this proves the argument of why you should, sandstone is great to record in autumn, because as the leaves are falling, you could easily miss this. You could easily miss this when the trees are fully, when the leaves are fully out, blending in as naturally as it does. I mean, it blends in pretty well now, but so I'm just going to take a look up here and see. Again, I know the path's near me, so forgive me if I'm talking to myself. Just me on my lonesome as always. and trying to work out. Never been here before, like I said, there's no images, so I don't know what to expect. I'm not wearing a hat, that's the biggest mistake. Look at this, another little natural formation. Oh wow, my feet are properly sponged in on this one. And again, it just opens up. It really, I remember Richard Vobes when we went out and we did Harrison's Rocks, and he said something really profound, which was exactly the reason why I love it, which when you come down and you go these little gullies and you find these little places, it just feels like being a kid again. You know, coming down here and you see these huge rocks, and obviously when you're younger you're a lot smaller and everything just looks even bigger, and it just brings back your imagination, you know. And if you watched, you know, maybe you're of a certain generation who remembers Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia, or stuff like that, or even reading the books, and you can just imagine, you know, exploring through here and seeing Mr. Tumnus. Although that'd be weird. But it just evokes this wicked imagination you can get lost in. I keep saying that it doesn't get any better than this, but I've just turned the corner and I think I've just lied to you epically. Look at that. Oh wow. Still one bit of graffiti with the word Wells on it. That's it. Look at this. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh wow, now that's, oh my god. Okay. We've just stumbled across a hunting burrow. You don't see that often. Look at that. There's pheasant feathers there. And all around here, it might be hard to pick this out, there are paw marks. I wonder if there's any droppings or scat. Don't want to tread too much into it because clearly it's been used quite a lot actually, because there's different types here. There's pheasants. I'm trying to figure out, it looks like wood pigeons. Yeah, wood pigeon feathers. And you've got little indentations and paw markings. So I wonder what that is. It could be a fox, but it's definitely a predator of some kind. Isn't that amazing? And then it goes, there's markings there. If you can see my fingers trying to sort of like mark these out a little bit for you, they're clearly using this. That's amazing. You do not see that. And that everybody, is the best find so far, because it proves that these rock formations have been used for wildlife, and it proves the fact of it could have been easily used for humans to do the same thing, to camp out in front, create a fire. That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. It's a shame that even though the camera's really good, you're not, see these little indentation paw marks here. There's one there as well. Yeah, that's amazing. So we've got habitation of wildlife, which is obviously obvious because of where we are. But to actually see it as a former hunting ground. Now this just curves round. Oh, I got excited and almost thought that was a cave. But even though it's not a cave, it will still do. Look at that. It looks like a crown of a mushroom. What you'll find is with this one it's going upwards, so it's not going across and it's not falling down, that's actually coming out. So it looks like it's burst from the seams. Natural protection again. In fact, I might demonstrate that one. Let's do that. Okay, so I've got two problems. I need to find the second rock outcrop that I've labelled on the map. The downside is we're losing a lot of light, and it's finding it very difficult to stay on the footpath. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see if I can find it, because if I can, it will just put the cherry on the icing of the cake. Because I think we've been spoilt so far, but if I can find this other bit, I know you're going to love it. Again, never been documented as far as I know. So whatever gets put onto the camera now is going to be a bonus. But I'm literally now going on instinct of where I think it should be, but I'm also at that stage where I'm fully accepting to not see anything. However, if I do, what a treat, because the next rock outcrop that I saw was substantial. Now we should have come down this way, not necessarily I don't think, because we did follow the path, but for some strange reason we would have ended up that way. I don't care if it's windy, I don't care that I don't look my gorgeous self. Do I ever care when I film? But yeah, we've got to be close, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, good news, we're back on the footpath. Bad news, the light is still fading quite fast, and it's getting very slippery and muddy. So I'm still remaining positive about it, but this could go either way right now. Right, okay. Bad news. The rocks that I wanted to go to, obviously I knew they were on a private estate, but I kind of was convinced that there was a track that was running next to them. However, you may have seen it on that nose board, there is a lot of private signs. There's a folly over there as well, all private. So they've created a style, but again, private. So for the people who've got money, who live up there, oh, you're very lucky, aren't you? But yeah. Am I disappointed? Not really. I've had an amazing walk. Got to see an incredible part of Sandstone rock outcrop. And I suppose it gives me some sort of reflection as to, you've got to be grateful for whatever you capture in life and whatever memories you make. And I was sort of thinking, how can you end this video? Well, it's a beautiful walk, and wildlife and nature is amazing. Oh wow, okay, I think I will I think I'm going to leave everything in previously. Just seen a perfect sandstone outcrop to end on. It almost feels like a reward. Now, we're on a ridge of sandstone, believe it or not. I'm not going to go down there, because actually not much of it seems to be poking out. Could be wrong, however, and I may make a terrible mistake by not going down that ridge. But what struck me is walking up this hill, and I just finished that video about saying, well, I don't really think there's going to be much here, even though obviously I'm on sandstone, doesn't mean it's going to crop out at all, but I could see this in the distance, and what a brilliant way to end this video. So believe it or not, everybody, this is a tiny sandstone outcrop that, well, actually, now this is interesting the closer I'm getting to this. Look at this. Now that is interesting. There's loads of trees that have collapsed, and this is looks like Wellington rocks, but a smaller version. If you've seen that video in Tunbridge Wells, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, or you may have even visited it. Now that, wow, okay. Oh, look at that. Now we've got graffiti. Got a bucket load of it. CHDI. Gem or EM, it's hard to tell. And then, oh, now that is interesting. So this is obviously on the footpath, but this is really rugged. Look at this. Huh. Well, I never. Again, I was going to get to the top of the hill. I was going to get to the top of this hill. Didn't know about this one. Don't even remember it on any maps. I was assuming everything was on the opposite side. And yet, what a great one to end on. Huh. Look at this. Loads of tree fall. Loads of it. Honestly, you can't. I just sums up exploring, doesn't it? Oh, really, just sums it up. Please don't tell me that goes even further down there. I swear this wasn't on the maps, and yet here it is. Oh dear. Huh. Huge. Almost looks like a clearance cairn, like a massive one. I want to have a look down here. My instinct is telling me maybe we're on the tip of the ridge of sandstone again. So we've come up to a point where it's sticking out from the ground. Yeah, look at that. Now, wow, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And we can't go down there. But you can't see that. There's a huge amount of sandstone down there. Huge. Maybe you can see that. Maybe that's another outcrop for another day. Huh. You just sometimes I'm amazed at how things pan out, you know. Stumbled across a major amount of sandstone again. So I followed the ridge line up the hill, and it was sort of on the opposite side, and I thought I'm not really going to go down there. And then I come across this on the very top. Literally like a reward for all my hard work. It's like, here's some to end the video. Let me just walk around here for a second. I'm very aware that around these parts, people don't like you getting off their land. I have had that from first experience, which is why I'm slightly reluctant sometimes. Yeah, just incredible. Right, well, I think that'll do for today. I think we'll head back up to this. We'll end it here, and maybe it'll be might have to be a to be continued, but I parked all the way in Groombridge. So it's a good walk, this. And as we always say about walks, you've got to be careful how far you go, because you've got to come back. And as I said before, I'm losing the light. Yeah, look at that. With all the trees falling on it. Beautiful. Well, as I end my journey for today on an incredible bit of sandstone, let me just show you this. Been sliced, made up of totally different sections of sandstone, and it's on an angle. That'd kill you if that fell on you, I tell you. As I end my journey here in this last vast bastion of sandstone on the top of this hill, I'll say thank you so much for joining me. What an adventure that was. I look forward to walking back and reminiscing as I do so. Thank you for coming along with me. Thank you for being so patient and hopefully loving sandstone and these beautiful creations that nature has given us. I'm sorry that it's not done in the customary sort of heavily edited style again. I wanted to really just do this one as a journey. So if you came along and you watched it to the end, thank you so much. In the immortal words of Phoenix history, because history matters. And I will see you all very soon. Look after yourselves. Thank you so much for your kindness, your support and your patience. Feel free to spread the word of the channel. Much love to all of you out there. You ready? Let's go. Kapow!